All right, this is the F500 550 SS Enduro race. We are doing 10 laps for all of the mini Enduros and going right into Enduro racing versus the heats and so forth. So we're going straight into it here, Spanky, and we start with this F500 class. Couple of names we've been seeing throughout the weekend. Spencer Hasseford has been very quick. Adam Weiler as well. Tyler Foster. I mean, some guys that have been battling. Justin Furyk adding into that all weekend long to be a part of this and 10 laps. So it's a mini enduro and it's a mini enduro even. It's going to be a pretty quick race still for these sleds.
We've seen some great racing in this category here earlier today here. So basically the way I'm looking at this is a 10-lap sprint race because these guys really were trading places earlier today here. So there's there's 4 or 5 machines that can. We've seen lead laps here in this class.
One to go. One more round. All right, one to go here behind the Kaisner Construction pace sled before we'll get things ready to go in our first mini enduro. This is F500, the 550 SS mini enduro. Getting them lined up, getting them set right here.
There's the Kaisner Construction pace sled. You mentioned it there, Nate, is leading the field down through as we get ready to go.
It'll be Justin Crabb on the inside of the front row to his outside, the 122 of Spencer Hasseford. In the following row, I should say, you see Masiag alongside the 20 machine of Weiler to his outside, the 33T inside. Next row of Tyler Foster, and the rest of the field cycles on through as well. But it's the 88 Justin Crabb out of Lakeview, Michigan on his 91 Polaris Trail 488cc that'll get the honor from the inside of the front row to lead the field to green for this 10-lap enduro.
That is one fast Yamaha, that 122 earlier today on the outside there. So he seemed to get some pretty good starts earlier. So can he nail a little bit different start here? A running start will take place here in the on the mini enduro. So see the pace sled now pull ahead, the lights off on the pace sled.
All right, so it looks like we'll wind up getting one more right here with those lights off on the Kaisner Construction pace sled. We'll reset the field again.
Watch for that pace sled to turn in off the race course, and then they'll look for a green flag.
Chief starter Mark Jude waiting. And we'll have that O'Reilly Auto Parts green flag at the Advanced Insulation start-finish line to jumpstart our F500 Mini Enduro. 10 laps here at the Turtle Creek Casino 250 circuit.
A nice crowd here, Nate. Look on the outside of the banks. You can see all the cars all parked up along watching this great racing here today at this racetrack as we get ready to roll here. We're just seconds away from the start here, I would believe.
Justin Crabb will get the chance to lead him to green. Hasseford to his outside. As it looks like actually that pace sled will stay on for one more lap. So
right,
still waiting to get things underway right here. I don't know if there's potentially something that they're radioing in about the track or that the drivers are concerned about at the moment. But
the track corner marshals over on turn 2 are concerned about a little bit of water buildup, and so they're trying to get where they put cones out so they'll avoid that area.
All right, thank you, JD,
my pleasure,
for that info from Race Control. So we'll continue to wait with bated breath to get things underway.
I got an idea, JD. You've been running around here all day today. I think you could stand there with a flag right on the edge and make sure those guys all go outside.
I will take one for the team.
All right, pace sled pulls off. This time, Hasseford takes the lead, takes the green. We are underway. 10 laps, F500 Enduro race. Hasseford had the original lead. It's Justin Crabb battling to his outside, sliding, slipping everywhere, but everyone able to keep it straight and together as Hasseford leads with Crabb closing in on the entrance.
Crabb with a good shot on the outside now as he'll pull up alongside and go for the lead. Look at the inside of that Yamaha lift.
Yeah, a bit of a wiggle. Sorry, that is Weiler, not Crabb, that gets the advantage. The 20 of Weiler that has the lead, and he'll open up an advantage as the 122 slides back potentially in the jaws of the third-place runner.
There's Weiler. Good look. Nice photography right there as Weiler rockets down that back straightaway. He's got clear vision in front. He's got a pretty good lead. Caution out on the speedway. You can see that yellow flag waving.
So Weiler leads the O'Reilly Auto Parts yellow.
We'll look and see what may be the case, Nate.
Again, there you can get a better look at some of that work that's been done in turn 2 in terms of some of the water, the standing water, and the cones out there.
I'm just wondering if maybe you see one machine there, Nate?
Yeah, there was one sled pulling off back towards the pit area, slow, but under its own power, and looks like it's creeped back, and looks like we'll be able to rack the field behind the Kaiser Construction pace car and do it again.
You can see when those sleds, like we seen that red Yamaha get into the water, and it just like a vacuum cleaner just sucked him back. He lost substantial ground. That track spinning in that water.
Sounds like it's the 44 machine that found its way back towards the pits. So that sled now out once again. We'll see the duel here. Weiler has found his way to the front row. He'll get to lead things here against Spencer Hassefort.
Got to put the big high windows on those sleds to redirect that water out of your face. You can see a lot of them sleds. Look at that blue one in third there. There's not much of a windscreen there.
That's Tyler Foster's 1990 Polaris Indy 500cc. We get the 1 to go mark right here.
Not a lot of windscreens on any of them, to be a matter of fact, is there? There's the pace sled now bringing them down. The Kaiser Construction pace sled.
Sean Pastula in the 0-2 will be on the outside of the second row. He's positioned himself up there now alongside Foster. Now just 6 remaining after the 44 has dropped out of the competition here in the F500 Mini Enduro. Doing 10 laps for all of our Mini Enduros this afternoon, getting right into the Mini Enduros. And we've got 9 to go at the line in this one.
They line up. They're going to look for a green flag start here as they come off the corner. There goes your pace sled into the infield.
Pace sled off. Hassefort gets the jump on the outside. You see Weiler wiping his face down the front stretch as he goes wheel to Hassefort and takes the advantage into the first corner. Diving inside in third place is Tyler Foster. He's maybe having a look at Hassefort as right now Weiler's got the advantage. Look at all the water and all the sliding, and a couple of doors get open, and Tyler Foster bursts right through. He goes from third to first.
Yeah, both those sleds got out into the water, and that just opened the door for Foster. He was hooked up on the inside, and he rockets to the lead now.
That's Pastula in the 0-2, the blue and black machine, ripping the top around the top side. 7 laps to go into turn 1. After that kind of fortunate good move, it's Foster leading as everyone works their way back through the very treacherous exit of turn 2. Oh! Big trouble, yellow out. It's the 0-2. It's Pastula. He's up, and he is not happy also after that tumble that his sled took.
You could see he got out on the outside there, and it just all that water sprayed in his face, and he could not see anything. And he went up over that little bit of snowbank and bathed it in that water there. Boy, good to see that he's up A-okay. That was a pretty good tumble.
Absolutely. That's the first absolute thought, and it's going to be a process, I think, to get that 0-2 sled retrieved right here. But certainly very, very fortunate that he's up, he's okay. And, I mean, it's probably better to be mad. That's the best case as a driver in that situation still, as he's working away at the 0-2 as the rest of the field will work on by. 7 to go right here in the F500 Mini Enduro, and I mean, right now, this exit of turn 2 and all the water, Spanky, is providing a real treacherous point for these drivers.
I was about to comment on how Pastula was riding on the outside of the track, and you can see right there, look at now, is he just nowhere to go, got ran out of room, couldn't see up over the bank, and the sleds were 3 wide there where those cones are. It's very narrow, and there just wasn't the room there.
It looks like he caught a bit of that bank, and that's part of what launched him as well. So Pastula in the 0-2 out of the race, it would appear. We'll see if they're going to be able to get it back in, but you'd expect some damage to the 0-2 sled for the Sheboygan, Michigan runner.
I was about to mention how Pastula was running on the outside of the track probably so that he could get some clearer vision. The sled's down on the inside, and he chose that outside lane, but he just got hung out there and nowhere to go as they hawked that one out of the water and mud and crud.
Even talking about wanting to go water skiing, he literally is right there in that little pond that he was in. Gets pulled back onto the circuit.
Yes, sir. You can see that one front ski looks to be damaged, is it not? That left front ski, the ski loop is all pushed up there. So I think that's a result of that trip off the race course. Looks like he's working on the bars there, trying to. Usually, what happens, Nate, when these sleds tumble, the first thing to really make heavy contact is the bars, and that'll bend the bars and the controls, and then that puts you pit side.
And he and the MIRA official off the Kaiser Construction pace sled, working away at that right now. As you see, I think that motion right there from Pastua might be a little bit of the indication that he is just going to let him pull away and likely and unfortunately be done for the afternoon.
I think that was the case there. Something just not right on that suspension. He said, I've had enough, and let's take her home.
All right, so we've lost a couple now already. Now just 5 strong for the remaining 7 laps in this mini Enduro, which is already shortened, and it's supposed to be a mini Enduro, but with some of the yellows turning into what feels like a full-length Enduro, the amount of laps under yellow, at least, that we've been running behind that Kaiser Construction pace sled.
Yeah, trying to get them lined back up here. There's, what do we got left? 5 sleds on the race course.
Tyler Foster, left arm in the air, will get the one-to-go sign. Adam Weiler alongside him, the 122 of Spencer Hassefort, all part of the mix on that last run. I mean, this truly is becoming anyone's race because with some of the track conditions and with some of the incidents that we've seen, I think it's going to be, it's only 10 laps, but it's turning into a little bit of a game of survival right here. It feels a little bit like a 250-lap Enduro with the strategy in this one right now.
Exactly. That's the case. You can see those machines when they get through that water there. Boy, if you're behind somebody, that will just like throw out the tow hook on your sled, or the anchor line, I should say, and you just lose all power for a bit, and you get caught in that, you're losing ground. It's got to be tough for the pace sled rider to get that pace sled off on the corner in front of. There he goes there. He pulled off the track, so get ready for a restart here.
All right, field in the control of Tyler Foster to the inside. Foster, the 33T, Weiler to the outside of the 20. The 33T jumps on the throttle, and Foster will rocket into the lead. Here we go, our eyes to the dangerous second turn. Foster able to tiptoe through the 20. The 26 of Maciag, who's up there, follows. Look at how much they're just slowed.
Look at that third sled. The water just doused that engine, and he's got her back running there. I think that's Maciak.
Yeah, the 33T of Foster having a big slowdown as well, and that allowed the 20 of Weiler to jump into the lead. Maciak in front of him. Hassefort now battling for the third spot along with Tyler Foster. And Foster, I still think, having some problems going back to that last lap and last trip through the water. Again, through the treacherous second turn. 5 laps to go in the F500 Enduro. Maciag slides. The 122 of Hassefort does as well. We stay green for the time being. Here are your 2 front runners. Weiler in front of Foster.
Maciak hit that water, and it just pushed him right to the outside of the track. He was lucky to save it and kept it under that snowbank or into possibly off the race course. But there's your leader right there.
Yeah, 4 laps to go. There's a lot of pace in that 33T. If Foster's able to keep it straight, sliding up Weiler. Foster goes through the open door, and once again, Tyler Foster goes back to the point. 4 to go, 3 coming around to the line.
Foster kind of diamonded that corner. He took it on the outside and then darted it down to the inside and got, I think he missed a lot of that the heavy water in that corner. So that might be the line to take through that corner.
And you wonder if he will try it again, if Weiler also will maybe think about following suit right here as Weiler's giving chase. And
there goes the pylon.
Yeah.
He caught the pylon. He was right down as close as you could go over that pylon, and it hit the ski and went flying.
I think it worked out, though, for Foster. He's opened his gap a little bit. 2 to go at the line. Tyler Foster out of Unionville, Michigan, has fought his way back to the front. He's got 2 to go and 2 more trips through the second turn to be able to traverse right here.
There goes Foster through that difficult area. Got her through there, you can see.
Able to do so. A lot of pace lost there by Weiler. He slipped way out of the groove, and that's going to allow the gap to open up even more. Just 1 to go at the stripe here for Tyler Foster, and he's got a chance to win the F500 Mini Enduro.
Look at Foster drive it out of 4 there. Nice job. His last lap here, you mentioned it. He'll head down into 1 and 2.
Foster ripping on the bars, down through 1, he'll head through 2, working his way through those pylons and through those cones, able to traverse it one more time, and the 33T splashes out down the backstretch. Tyler Foster out of Unionville, Michigan, riding his 1990 Polaris Indy 500cc, is going to pick up our first Mini Enduro win of the weekend. The F500 Mini Enduro goes to Tyler Foster.
Great job by Foster. He'll grab the checkered flag. There's a good look at that sled there. As he'll woe it down now, and through that 1 and 2, he's taken the 500 Mini Enduro here today.
So Foster the winner, Weiler second, and the podium wrapped up with the 122 of Spencer Hassefort.
We're going to take a little break in the race action right now. They're going to bring the brush vehicle out to brush some of that water away. Our brush courtesy of our good friends at Ginop Sales and Service as well. And tomorrow during our race, we might even be able to use our big man lift for our camera angles. They also donated that for our use today as well. Again, I can't say enough good about Sam and John and their staff at Ginop Sales and Service. 3 locations, Alanson, Williamsburg, and Hillman as well. If you are looking for a fine quality Kubota tractor or service on any maker model, please make sure you check out Ginop Sales and Service.
Yeah, certainly a familiar name in the MIRA racing circuit. So, again, like you mentioned, thank you to Ginop for all that great equipment helping out here. And that 500 and Mini Enduro in the books, and your champion, Foster.
Yeah, great work by Foster, able to endure, able to win, and now you see some of the track machinery and tractors on. We'll get that sweeper out there and try to brush away this load of standing water that, in particular, we've seen take over the second turn, and it's going to be critical, Spanky, for them to be able to get this a little bit corrected, because a lot of havoc was wreaked by the second corner puddle that you can see right there at the end of the last race.
That water, I think maybe what might be their plan is they might try to use the inside of the track here now, as that water is, you can see with them sleds when they got out in the outside of that water, it's just like thrown out at the anchor line. It'll pitch you sideways. It'll just drag you almost to a stop. And we've seen Foster a good job. He ran it down the inside, got through it pretty good there. So time will tell.
Absolutely, it will. Again, still long weekend of action, long day of action. Couple more Mini Enduros coming up, and of course the big 250 lapper tomorrow, the Turtle Creek Hotel and Casino 250 here on the MIRA Race Network. Again, making our debut presentation here, presented by Ginop Sales and Service on this very, very busy weekend. Nate Dreyer, Spanky Robinson with you. If you're on the ground, you're hearing us over the public address. Also, make sure you check us out on the radio feed at 96.9 FM. And all across the world at MIRARaceNetwork.com, where you can subscribe and watch. You can buy Race Network merchandise and much more. MIRARaceNetwork.com, making our debut this weekend here in Williamsburg with the Turtle Creek Hotel and Casino 250. And I think with that, as the crews go to a bit of a work, we'll step aside, and we'll be back for our following Mini Enduros here as we work our way through this Saturday afternoon.